In a letter to the NFL, an attorney for Kansas City Chiefs star Tyreek Hill denies that he ever hurt his son. The letter says that Hill, who is currently banned from all team activities, will cooperate with the league's investigation into claims that he abused his 3-year-old son. Well, his attorney described reported text messages between Hill and his fiancée, Crystal. The attorney described this back and forth in which Hill says, quote, "Crystal, you know I didn't cause any bruising or harm to our son." She reportedly responded, "I know you didn't, I did, I'm the one that did it." Okay, joining me now to talk all about this, criminal defense attorney Parag Shah. Parag, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Lots to go through here. There were no screenshots from what I understand of that text, no date. So is that evidence in terms of what the attorney is saying was said?
So the attorney is trying to shift public opinion by putting it. But in terms of evidence, there is a rule called the rule of completeness, which means we need context. You want to see all the text messages. What is it the conversation really about? He's trying to make it seem like it's about the broken arm, but it could be about how the kid is punished, whether a belt is used, because there's so many aspects to this case.
Yeah.
And the question really is this corporal punishment or is this something close to recklessness, criminal negligence, where somebody should be charged?
And it seems the conversation is really surrounding whether Roger Goodell is going to take action here, because he was in some trouble in Oklahoma with the same fiance at the time. She was pregnant. You were telling me she's pregnant with twins. I didn't know that again.
Yeah.
So in terms of his football career, that's completely separate, of course, from the child and if the child is okay.
Right. So there's basically 3 proceedings. So in the criminal case, there are probably a lot of the stuff that's not even going to come into evidence. So it's hard to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
For the child situation, you have to prove less than beyond a reasonable doubt. Clear and convincing evidence. Is the child safe?
Right.
Is it safe with them? And then as far as the NFL, we all, with our jobs, anybody that's convicted of a crime is going to have issues with their job, because the NFL is going to hear evidence that may never even see the light of day.
And it shouldn't matter if he's a star player or brand new to the league or not doing so well or his stats aren't as great.
Right, right. We would face the same thing.
Right.
I would, if something happened, if there were allegations, I'm sure you would have to answer to your boss just like I would have to answer to people.
They wouldn't say, look, he's won the last 10 trials, so we're going to pass this. But we should hear, I assume, by the NFL, Roger Goodell, speaking of, after he hears what's involved here and the criminality, and then he'll make a decision, I would assume?
Absolutely, because their standard is a lot less. They don't have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And the NFL, the agreements that are signed is very broad. And so based on, and you can look at his whole history from 2014 to what happened to what's going on now with the letter and the audio. It's going to be tough.
It seems as though, from what the lawyer is saying, there's some backtracking and finger-pointing between the fiancé and him. Right.
He's basically trying to shift blame, saying, look, it's not all me. I'm actually a good father. We have to look at her, too. But no matter what, the whole situation is volatile. What about the 3-year-old? The focus should be there. What's best for the child? And this whole situation is terrifying.
The child will be looked after, I assume, by child services. I'm hoping right now we hear he's fine, but he's 3 and he can't really articulate what is going on. Parag, thank you so much. This is far from over. We'll be discussing more. Thank you.
Absolutely.